what is my experience with abandonment? My parents got divorced when I was 13, but it wasn't exactly so simple. And through the process, ultimately, I developed a very toxic relationship with my father. He, unfortunately, in my opinion, is unhealed from challenging experiences in his childhood, and he repeated the cycle. I don't think he meant to hurt me. It was not intentional. I know my father loves me. He was just not strong enough or capable of dealing with his tough stuff. And therefore, he impacted, in my opinion, my entire family dynamic, but I'm just going to speak for myself. It actually is abandonment that took me one of the longest to speak about publicly, because I never wanted to humiliate my father. That's not the goal with this. And societal pressures really pressure us to not speak poorly of our parents. You're supposed to respect your parents. However, I have learned over time that love and respect is earned, and I do not give respect to those who have severely harmed me in my life, even if it was unintentional. After the accident, I made a vow to myself to rid myself of all toxic relationships in my life, regardless if one was parental. And I started tackling my abandonment issues more. Having a parent abandon you, whether it's at birth, in the middle of your life, any time in your life, which essentially means that, my abandonment was so complex. It was a very sick love that I was given. It was connected to money and religion and all sorts of crazy stuff. I will get into more of what happened with my parents' divorce in the divorce topic, so you can hear more about that. But the bottom line is that abandonment, your relationship with your father, especially as a female, is a very important formative male relationship in your life, probably the most important. And the role that was supposed to be supportive for me actually became very sick. And I lived and still live my whole life, because one day my father was an amazing father, and the next day he kind of just lost it. And it wasn't like he was never there. He was there and then he wasn't. And I was a daddy's girl before that happened, so it was a very big contrast, but it was also something that took time to develop and understand. But essentially, my love for my father went away, the healthy love. It turned into a toxic love. And it caused me to always be afraid that people will disappear from my life, that one minute someone would be there for me and that the next minute someone wouldn't be there for me. And it caused a lot of trust issues. It affected my view of men and the stability that it brought into my life. And it actually made me and still makes me very insecure at times when I feel like an important relationship in my life is rocky, because we have, a normal fight sometimes that a relationship would have. But because of my upbringing and insecurities, I probably make more of a story in my head sometimes. And, the way to heal is to understand that sick love that I was given, that to a degree comforts me, because that is the formative love that I knew is not healthy and was not healthy. And I actively need to change my behavioral patterns to choose differently, to choose love that is secure and that I deserve and that is explicit and that is tender. And those are the things that you deserve from love. Love should never make you feel insecure. You should never have to prove yourself in love. Yes, of course, to a degree, you do need to prove yourself. You need to give positive things to the other partner in the relationship, friendship, whatever it is. But it should be natural. You shouldn't have to fight for love. Once you feel like you have to fight for love, it's probably a sign that it's not so healthy. And abandonment is something that, you can feel from anyone. You can feel it from a friendship divorce. You can feel it from an actual divorce. You can feel it from a parent, from a sibling. And these are serious things that hinder our future relationships, our ability to trust. So there are definitely subjects that if you've experienced it, it's important to address. And you shouldn't be ashamed of it. Again, I will get a lot of opinions about the fact that I'm speaking about this publicly, but one, I don't care about what they're saying. I know that I'm speaking about this from a good place so that I can help others, not to embarrass other people, but to share my experiences precisely to help others see that you can go through hard things, heal, which is you partially do by speaking about it, as well as helping others. Those are things that build esteem and moving past them.